I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks, and we are here to talk about Smallville, Icarus. Big things happen in this episode.
Let's just start off with the beginning of the episode.
Oh, okay, well, I just gotta say that I felt kind of blah when it was all said and done and during, but let's start at the beginning of the episode. They didn't waste any time.
They got right to the proposal.
And it was a nice proposal.
It was. Who else can boast that, they're proposed to, under a rainfall of flower petals. Like, it was very romantic, it was very cute.
It was, but I really like Chloe's scenes, but that doesn't even make it my top 10. I just was not crazy for the moment. I wasn't crazy about Tom's delivery of it. And I know some people are going to rag on me, but I don't know. When you just watch
I thought Tom did good.
I
thought he did good. I thought it was really cute how he was trying to get her in the restaurant.
It was cute. I'm saying the scene was fine. I just kind of didn't like how it all came together. I just don't know.
I thought it was okay.
You thought it was okay? Yeah, it's their proposal though. Don't you think
it wasn't phenomenal, but it was.
Don't you think it should have been a phenomenal scene?
Yeah, it should have been phenomenal, but I don't think it was bad.
It's their season finale. I mean, it's their last season episode of the year, mid-season finale. This episode should have been amazing, and like I said, I felt kind of blah while watching the whole thing, including that part.
I know some people are happy that Slade picked up a sword and rolled on the floor. And they're happy with that.
Big freaking woohoo.
And I know some people are probably thinking, well, you comic book people are too harsh. You don't understand. Slade is like a freaking ninja. Like Batman, like it's hard for Batman to take
on entire teams.
Yeah, and it's like bringing Batman on the show and him only playing Jimmy Olsen's character. That's what it's like. It's mind-boggling. I'm sorry.
It was a waste. It was I guess they tried to make
somebody else.
Make it more defined by killing Hawkman, which I didn't know that was gonna happen at all. But I mean,
it was cool when he was falling from the building and his wings was on fire.
Yeah, I thought they tried to do a lot with that scene as far as CGI and stuff, and I mean you can tell stuff was fake.
And I thought it was really cool when Bloss was going through the window too.
Yeah, I mean maybe they tried a little bit too much because it wasn't quite as polished as I guess it could have been, but
I thought that scene was great. I mean him coming down to the building, and I thought that was really great. But Slade, what hospital puts a chunk of metal on someone's eye? Who does that?
Oh, and it's so inconvenient to him. The only thing that's apparently not healed is his eye. Is that some? They're gonna try that hard to let's give him an eye patch because you should have a missing eye.
No, let's not give him an eye patch. Let's give him a chunk of metal and shove it into his cranium.
That's a little insane.
Yeah, it'd be different if he was just like some, I don't know, cyborg project underground or whatever. But no, he's still in the public eye. He's still in the press. Like, nobody's thinking, why did they do that?
When you want some kind of publicity face, to go for your cause, you don't
put a chunk of metal.
Yeah, you don't know, or you don't send the guy out with that agenda on TV with a chunk of metal in your eye.
That is odd to me, because with Cyborg, someone who actually does have metal over his eye and stuff, he was just fine. You didn't see any of his cybernetic parts. But Slade, who actually just has an eye patch in the comic books, gets a chunk of metal over his eye.
Well, I
think it's so funny. That's so weird.
I know Smallville tends to water down costumes a lot, but this is like a rewrite,
It is. There's a rewrite of a total character. One that didn't need to be done.
Really not, because it's not like Slade is Superman's villain. Really,
he's not.
He's like the guy who the Teen Titans fight a lot. Why? I don't understand.
It should have been
if it was some character. A lot of people really like Slade, but I don't understand why Smallville thought they needed to take something like this on, maybe for the ratings or whatever. But all these loyal people who love that character are upset.
Well, the thing about it, I I didn't what gets me is that, okay, Deadpool made such a splash in the Wolverine movie. People were talking about Deadpool.
They screwed him up,
but people were still talking about Deadpool because he was so sweet in Wolverine Origins. To me, it would have been like, it'd be like, duh, let's get, Deathstroke on here and actually make him like his character because people liked Deadpool so much.
I mean,
and Deathstroke
is really messed up
Deadpool
at
like
the end.
Deadpool.
But that was the sweetest fight scene like ever. So, it's kind of like, that was wrong, but man, that was cool.
I just don't understand why they even used his character. They should have just made a whole original person, a whole original character. People talk about Smallville being an alternate reality all the time. This has to be in here. This has to be in here. People talk about Smallville being an alternate universe all the time. Well, why don't they just, there's no problem with continuously making original characters. You don't have to just take characters from DC and just
hack them up into little pieces and rearrange them.
Exactly. Now let's move on to the rest of the episode.
Okay, well, apparently Clark trapped him in the Phantom Zone. I think this is, Phantom Zone thingy. I thought it was really odd. I thought that was way... First of all, I don't see what just putting him away is going to do since all of his minions apparently know everyone else's identity.
And all they're going to say is the vigilante has kidnapped or something to Slade Wilson,
Well, Smallville very well might just drop the whole, that story. They might. Or that aspect of it. They might. I would put it past them.
So weird.
But, Clark trapping him in the Phantom Zone, that seems a bit dark for, him, I think.
Yeah, Phantom Zone is pretty
That is
intense.
no joke.
He could have had, I don't know. Because I was thinking, like, okay, well, he regenerates.
You basically sentence them to death,
Basically, I was thinking, well, he regenerates, so maybe he just thought that there was no way to defeat him. But I was like, wait a minute, Clark didn't know he could regenerate. He was basically immortal. So, why would he even have the Phantom Zone thing? I thought that was a bit much. I just think that the writers were like, what are we supposed to do with this character? Let's just trap him in the Phantom Zone. That's what it seemed like to me.
I was like, what the heck? It just didn't seem right,
Yeah. That was kind of odd. For another thing, Oliver Queen. I don't understand why Oliver would just walk around the street when he knows that people hate him. I guess he didn't know that much. No, I mean, knew that they hate him that much. But
they got signs with his face everywhere. I don't see how he could walk around or anything. His assets aren't frozen,
Yeah, that's kind of.
I don't see how.
But then again, we're mixing fiction with reality and
or fiction with sense.
Yeah, so
good sense.
That doesn't go together.
The Chloe thing with Lois's flashback, and she was asking about Lana. I know. Chloe didn't know that Lois knew at the time about Clark, or maybe she did, but I mean, they obviously didn't say. She didn't say, "I know."
I thought she did because she was about to leave.
She's about to leave for Africa.
I thought she knew right before she left, though.
No, she didn't tell Chloe or Clark that she knew.
Oh no, she didn't tell him that she knew. No.
So I just saying she's asking a serious question about this person that Clark loved idiotically deep, like deep, insane kind of love, And she's asking a serious question so she can move on forward, and not all Chloe has to say is it's destiny. Like, I think Lois kind of needed some kind of answers. I mean, apparently that was good enough for her.
It was a sweet answer, but I think I thought it was kind of odd a character for me,
and especially
Lois to just be like, okay, yeah.
And ironic because Chloe said that to Lois. Oh, it's destiny, and it's like, what are you doing with Oliver Queen?
I don't know. We're turning this rant to a shipper thing.
A lot of shipping things happen.
Yeah.
It's part of the episode. It needs to be discussed.
I think it's odd that they keep talking about Chloe like she's dead. She's not dead. She's just gone.
Well, apparently she's going to be back when they come back in January in the next episode, I think. But
I thought it was interesting when the light pyramid came up and they all got knocked out.
Well, Lois was looking like and I was looking like they all knocked out, and you know what? I wasn't like, oh, what happened? I'm just kind of like.
They're not gonna bring in like that villain
Shadow guy?
Yeah, the shadow guy. Are they?
I don't know.
That's what I thought when I saw it.
I hope there's not some kind of weird past live story coming up.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I hope they don't do that, especially now that Hawkman is. Well, I guess that'd get them in that place at that time. But I'm totally thinking about the Justice League.
It's in another life.
I'm totally thinking about Justice League episode cartoon when they Shira and Carter Hall and all that. That's what makes me think of. But it was cool to see Black Canary. Again, I'd actually like to see Black Canary.
I'm kind of still Team John Stewart. I know it's eternal love, but give the brother.
Black Canary. It would have been nice just to see Black Canary and Oliver look at each other or something, because Oliver just needed some move. He's still kind of it is a depressing time, but I don't want him to get too depressed again.
Well, apparently she's gonna be back in the next episode when they return in January. So from what I read,
he needs some closure.
I don't think it's closure though, because from what I read, it's gonna be like they're kind of back on track when she comes back. So if that's the case,
what was the point of her dissipating in the first place?
Or what was the point of dragging us through his long depression about her absence? I don't know, Katrina. I don't know. This is why I say I write books, and I remember I must never do this when I watch Smallville.
I don't know. I'm just sick of the different relationships that are just slowing down the episode, and it's not getting to the meat. This season it's really starting to. I thought it was starting to pick up with the Mirror episode, but it's just not at that level, and it's nowhere near at the level as it was last season. I don't think at all. Hopefully they'll turn it around come January. Because this is the last season.
You know what? I always thought this season was doomed. Because I thought Darkseid was too big for them.
It is too big.
And then
clearly Darkseid is too big for them because they're not even touching on it.
Oh my gosh, the cat is so annoying still.
Oh, Cat was so annoying. I wanted Lois. I was like, please just knock her out. Just knock her out. It would have been so much easier to just go from there.
And why do they hold people hostage? Why do they hold them hostage in the
Day Planet? I have no idea.
And they knew so much. I just don't know how they're gonna get out of it. I don't know why Clark thought it was a good plan, just getting rid of Slade if everybody else knows all the information. There's just so many things that don't make sense.
Yeah, that's what it was. I understand. I'm watching a fictional story. And I'm getting lost in the fictional story, but if it doesn't make enough sense, then it comes back to reality. Like, oh, come on! I don't even understand how they can get out of this situation. How making Slade disappear doesn't make any sense. If anything, they should have shown what he became and how the things he's done and out him out to the press, so they'll have the people behind him. So it's.
I can't say that there was anything really about this episode that really kind of made me happy. I'm glad Clark and Lois are together, but I don't know, I just felt so blah watching this.
They shouldn't have touched Darkseid. I don't know.
And people say they want a Metropolis spinoff. I don't know how likely that was ever, but they've already gone through a lot of Superman's people, killed some and trapped some in the Phantom Zone. I just Sunny Side of Mars. I don't know what they could do. I don't know how many other villains they can abuse and destroy. I just think when Smallville's over, just let it be over.
Yeah, I'm starting to think so too. I'm gonna miss it though. I'm gonna miss watching it and everything, but. I don't know. You tell us what you think about the episode. Tell us, please do. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina.
We're the Gorgeous.